LT. Gov. Jeff Colyer would become governor of Kansas if Sam Brownback takes a job in the Trump administration. Charlie Riedel, Associated Press. The governor of Kansas, Sam Brownback, is expected to be nominated as the United States Ambassador at Large for International Religious Freedom. If Mr. Brownback is confirmed, as expected, the state's lieutenant governor, Jeff Colyer, will step in to lead the state. Mr. Colyer, who like Mr. Brownback is a Republican, would inherit a state that has struggled with budget shortfalls and a party that has been split by philosophical debates about taxation. It is not known when the Senate might take Mr. Brownback's planned nomination, which President Trump announced on Wednesday. A conservative first elected to the Kansas House of Representatives in 2006, and to the state Senate 2 years later, Mr. Colyer is a political conservative aligned with Mr. Brownback on most issues. "I don't expect much different with the new governor," said State Representative Jim Ward, the Democratic leader in the House. Jeff Colyer has walked in lockstep with Sam Brownback for the last 6.5 years. Despite spending more than a decade in state government and more than 6 years as lieutenant governor, Mr. Colyer has largely avoided the political spotlight. Though ideologically similar to Mr. Brownback, some expect him to take a more hands-on tack in partnering with lawmakers and brokering compromise. He has that working relationship, being a former state senator, with the legislature, said Kelly Arnold, the chairman of the Kansas Republican Party. He will have a different leadership style. A Dr. M.R. Colyer, a married father of 3, is a plastic surgeon with a practice in suburban Kansas City, where he lives. He has taken several trips overseas as a volunteer surgeon in combat zones, including work in Afghanistan and Iraq, and in Rwanda during that country's genocide. Mr. Colyer took the lead in designing CanCare, the state's privatized Medicaid program. The program has been challenged in large part because of funding issues that have left many providers without reimbursements, but Mr. Colyer has framed it as a success that saved taxpayer money and expanded services. "It's not a perfect system," said State Senator Carolyn McGinn, a Republican. "Now that he'll be in a big leadership role, I hope that he wants to perfect it." Cleared by a grand jury. Mr. Colyer and others in the Brownback administration were investigated and cleared by a federal grand jury as part of an inquiry into loans made in 2013 and 2014 to the governor's re-election campaign. He had made 3 loans worth $1.5 million during that period, and political opponents theorized that they were structured to inflate fundraising success. Mr. Colyer and Mr. Brownback strongly denied any wrongdoing, and no charges were ever filed. A state